And good morning, and welcome to another edition of Telling It Like It Is. And I want to apologize. We're having some technical issues, Leo and I, so I had to reboot everything. So we're back. We're late, but we're back. That's the important part. Anyway, I want to start off with here. We're in the, excuse me, wow. This show is brought to you by RW Media Productions and Amped Up Sports. I want to talk to you today about First Line Consulting Services studios here, 1-877-926-6982. First Line Consultant Services will build you a website as well as manage it for one low monthly price. Give them a call today. First Line Consulting Services, 1-877-926-6982. All right, Leo's back, and I hope he stays put here and not go off and up and down and off. So we'll see what happens now. All right, Leo. Well, there we go again. Sleep Pittsburgh. I want to talk to you today about Sleep Pittsburgh and Homestead section of Pittsburgh. 412-462-7858 is Sleep Pittsburgh. They have day beds. They have mattresses. They have lift chairs, futons, bunk beds, a whole lot. Check out their website, sleeppittsburgh.com. And also, don't forget to call them today, 412-462-7858. No credit check financing. And also, don't forget free delivery and a whole lot more. So give them a call today, 412-462-7858, and have a great sleep tonight. All right. If you're interested in being a sponsor or an advertiser for one of my RW Media shows or all my RW Media shows, you can call Fred Schaefer at 412-354-0436. That's Fred Schaefer, 412-354-0436. Also, tonight, 7 to 11 p.m., Bon Journey will be performing at the waterfront on Buckeye Lake in Thornville, Ohio, 130 miles from Pittsburgh. Check out Bon Journey. They sing Bon Jovi and Journey songs as well. All right, I want to welcome everybody to Telling It Like It Is. Leo Haggerty, how are you, Leo? How's the hurricane down there?
Well, you know what, Ralph, we dodged another bullet down here, but Cedar Key and up there in Big Bend, they weren't so lucky. So our hearts and prayers go out to those folks up there because they got hit with a level 4, Cat 4 hurricane, and here.
I don't know. Leo keeps going on and off. I want to talk about Mitch McConnell. You know, Mitch froze up in the middle of something, and he froze up in the middle of an event. And Leo, you and I have been talking the last few shows about how we need to get some younger type people in there. It's time for Mitch McConnell to go, Joe Biden to go. When you freeze up in the middle of something like that, there's obviously some health issues there with Mitch. What are your thoughts on that, Leo?
Oh, absolutely.
Well, it seems Leo is having some issues with his internet. But anyway, Mitch McConnell, and we have been talking about this now for about 2 shows, Leo and I, about how, there's Leo again. Let's hope this time you stay up this time through the rest of the show.
Yeah, let's hope.
All right.
It's not a Republican issue. It's not a Democratic issue. It's a political issue. They need to start putting in term limits because these guys are way too. I mean, you look at Nancy Pelosi, not.
Well, it seems like, like Leo said, Nancy Pelosi and some of these other ones that just continue to be there. Okay, Leo, there you go.
Yeah, I got a feeling with the hurricane and that our power is still iffy down here in some places, so maybe that's what it is. But
that could be.
Yeah.
But go ahead, Leo. You were saying.
Yeah, and you know what, Ralph, I'm going to segue over to this attempt to keep
All right, we'll get Leo back in a couple minutes. In the meantime, we're going to talk about Draft 412. Draft 412 is a
And
draft. They do all kinds of draft stuff. They also do. They break down all the athletes and they break them all down individually. Get on draft412.com and get their e-magazine, $9 a month subscription. They will send it to your inbox. You'll get all the skinny and details on everything. Draft 412. All right, Leo's still going in and out. We're gonna have to fix this here, I think. So, but anyway, yeah, we're gonna have to fix this here a little bit.
Ralph, you may have to do this one solo. I'm sorry about that.
Oh, that's okay, Leo. That's fine. I'll do it solo. Leo, I'll talk to you next Saturday. Well, by that time, all your power should be better off.
Sounds
So,
like a plan. Take care, buddy.
all right, Leo. Have a
Bye.
good one. Thank you.
Bye.
Uh huh. But anyway, Mitch McConnell, and here I'm telling it like it is. He froze up. He had all kinds of issues, and it's time for some new blood. It's time for Robert Kennedy Jr. It's time for a bunch of people. All right, we need to start getting some of these people in there. And like Leo said before, he kept going on and off the air. There needs to be term limits. All right, that's never going to happen because these folks are not going to continue, or they're going to want to continue to do this. The only person that I think, or the only people who I believe would be interested in any kind of term limits would be judges. A Supreme Court judge is going to have to step up and say, okay, we need to have term limits, but then they have to have them too. So having term limits probably isn't going to happen. It's you. It's you, the people, that need to do this. You need to get the Mitch McConnells out, the Joe Bidens out. They're too old. They have health problems. It's getting really out of control, and so therefore I believe that that's where we are with our country today. All right, as we continue here, you're watching Telling It Like It Is. Ralph Williams here doing it solo. Leo Haggerty's having some issues with his power and his internet down in Tampa. As you know, they just had uh, a hurricane that went through Florida. How about this guy up in Nebraska? We'll talk about a little bit about this on Monday, the way I see it. What a bonehead this guy is. He goes and he puts his cow or his bull or whatever it is inside his car, and he decides to take it to the vet in the city. And the only way he claims he could get it there was to cut up his car and retrofit his car to put the bull in. And it was a bull with some big horns too. It wasn't one of the small bulls or anything like that. It was a big one. So, and he got cited for that. I mean, the police pulled him over. They said, "You can't do this again. That's just not going to happen." But so we're here on Telling It Like It Is. Earlier at 9:30, we had the External Bum podcast with myself, Mark Mancini, Scott Morgan, Roth, Joe Kuglis on a Labor Day venture here today, and was unable to be part of the show. Anyway, all right, I want to talk about today Hillcrest Farm in Richmond, Ohio. Hillcrest Farm is a hay grain beef farm that grows meat. They have all kinds of different meat packages. They're up there in Richmond, Ohio. Richmond is 45 minutes from Pittsburgh. It's right up the hill from Steubenville, Ohio. 740-346-5442 or 740-632-2894. Email them at hillcrestfarmsohio@gmail.com or check out their website, www.hillcrestfarmsohio.com, and their Facebook page, Hillcrest Farm. And they have some great package deals as well, and they also deliver or will ship. So give them a call or take a ride up there. Find out what's going on up there. I tell you what, it's great. Caitlin and Taylor are some great people, and they will, show you around the farm and also sell you some great meat products. The best one is their ground beef package, $95 you get 20 pounds of ground beef. All right, Leo and I, we kind of mix general talk with sports a little bit as well. You have Donald Trump. We're going to talk some sports later here in the broadcast. But I want to talk about Donald Trump a little bit. He pleaded not guilty, okay, to the charges in Georgia. Him and about 18 of his people all got indicted for election fraud down in Georgia. And it turns out that Trump is still on the ballot. He's still running for president. Now, my question to you today is would you vote for Donald Trump? I think you would. I personally believe that you would vote for Donald Trump because, once again, just like Trump and Biden, we don't have anybody else. This country has nobody else. They haven't been able to put anybody on board at all in regards to any of this as far as the presidential races go. And somebody needs to be up and somebody else needs to be the president. And I think Robert Kennedy Jr. would be the perfect candidate, or Mike Pence for the Republicans. I believe that to be the case as well. But getting back to what I was talking about earlier, what that guy in Nebraska who had that bull in his car, that was a dangerous situation, but he had to get the bull to the vet. And I don't blame him for doing it that way, but he got pulled over by the police and cited. Thank goodness he didn't get arrested for any of that stuff. That's craziness as to what's been going on with that. All right, you're watching Telling It Like It Is. I'm Ralph Williams. My partner, Leo Haggerty, was having internet issues and electrical issues down in Tampa. Stuff still hasn't been put back into place due to the hurricane, gale force winds, and a whole bunch of stuff down there in Florida with that. That's a mess. Maui's still a mess with the fire. And you know what? The mayor of Maui and that guy from the Army or the National Guard or whatever, both of them should be either fired or they should step down because the way they've handled that is wrong. Okay. They didn't put off the alarm signal, which I thought that they probably should have. And then on top of that, the mayor comes up and he goes, well, we did this. Well, we did that. No, you didn't do anything. That's the whole problem. You didn't even bother to take and put the alarm off on it. And the next thing you know, you have all these wildfires going on. And here's the thing that really, really bothered me the most was the fact that, okay, I thought that it should have been handled better, and it wasn't. Here is a beach community, a community that relies on tourists, a community that relies on, uh, you and me coming to Maui, spending our money, tourists. They lost all kinds of money. They usually make about what would they say about 50 to 70 million dollars. This year, they're lucky if they make $1 million because of these fires. And it's really sad. Mick Fleetwood, the drummer for Fleetwood Mac, if you don't know, he has a business down there. It's been on diners, drive-ins, and dives with Guy Fieri. So, there we are today with that. Next, I want to talk about Labor Day weekend. What's your plans? What are you doing this weekend? Are you traveling? Are you staying at home? Big football games going on today. You got West Virginia, Penn State, Pitt playing Wofford down at the down at Acrisure Stadium. You have all kinds of big college football games going on, mostly rivalries. So we're going to find out exactly what's going on with that. And we're going to get started talking about the ACC. The ACC and this realignment is getting really out of control. Now, 2 weeks ago, the ACC said we'll never take Stanford, we'll never take Cal, and we'll never take anybody in the West Coast. We are a Atlantic Coast Conference kind of a conference. So we didn't want any of that. Well, it turns out that, okay, now all of a sudden there's Cal, there's Stanford, and there's SMU that are in the ACC as of starting next year. But, all right, Cal and Stanford worked out a deal to where starting 3 years from now, they're going to start getting revenue. All right, full revenue. But get this, SMU agreed to wait 10 years, 10 years, folks, to get this revenue for the ACC. And I think that this realignment is just totally ridiculous. Why don't they just leave well enough alone? And I know it has to do with money, and I know it has to do with a whole lot of other politics that are involved in all this. And it seems like over the years that college football, the NIL, the realignment, this, that, and whatever, has actually put themselves how do I say they have egg on their face? Because they continue to make it look bad based on money. They say that they want to make it for the student athlete. They don't care about the student athlete. All right. All they're worried about is the number one thing, and that's money. Money is the thing, everyone, that changes everything. All right. Money is the thing of, they say in the Bible, money is the root of all evil. Well, is it? Okay. But it's evil because the NCAA, the NFL, the National Hockey League, the NBA, what is that, UFC, all them people, they all just want nothing but money. All right. You might have some small minor league teams in some small towns that might care about the people because they want them there at the games. But most of the time, I've gone back to what I've said many times, okay? And that is that when you have that kind of situation like that, that is all, and it's all about money, and that's it. And that's what it's about. All right, we're going to continue here with telling it like it is. Your comments are always welcome as usual. And also, I want to know what you're doing this Labor Day weekend. Are you traveling? Are you staying home? I'm staying home. I'm watching Pitt. I'm going to flip between West Virginia and Penn State, and I'm going to be watching the WWE Payback pay per view tonight. I wasn't paying the prices that they want for PPG Paints Arena, and also yesterday my wife and I and my mom went to a couple places, and what happened was we're so tired from running all over the place yesterday that I wouldn't be able to even go out today at all, none whatsoever. So we're just staying home. And the weekend we're staying around here. That's all. We've gone out. We've gone on different vacations in the past during Labor Day weekend, during Memorial Day, and doing all the different types of holiday weekends. Fourth of July two times. So do you like to travel during those times? I mean, when it is Fourth of July that we have been on vacation, what we have done is this, okay, and that is we have taken and we would stay be at the hotel already and stay there, but go around the area a little bit, check out some sites and whatnot, but not get jammed up in all that mess on the Fourth of July of the day of it. So that way, you don't have to get involved in all that. And it's terrible traffic everywhere, people all over the place. It's just really horrible driving around during the holiday weekend. This is the last holiday weekend, not unofficially, for the whole entire summer. And summer, I'm not sure when it ends this year, but they always say Labor Day is when it does. And I want your thoughts also too on this new conference realignment in college football, on in college sports as a whole. I want to know what's your thoughts on what's going on. Also, don't forget, telling it like it is here on our four platforms: YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, and X, which formerly known as Twitter platforms every Saturday morning, 10:30 a.m., 9:30 a.m. On Saturday mornings before this show is the External Boom podcast with myself, Mark Mancini, Scott Morganroth, and Joe Kuglis. The four of us talk sports, break some things down, talk about different bums that we're going to break down. My bum today was Benny Smell. Smell. I call him Smell because he stinks. And Benny Smell just got released by Detroit. Didn't do anything for them. Was supposed to supposedly make it on special teams. Then at the last minute, the day before the last day of the cuts, they let Benny Snell loose. So here we are again. Benny Snell's everywhere. The University of Pittsburgh did not do well. A lot of their players got cut this week. One of them is a good center. I mean, he's a serviceable center, and I think the Steelers should take a look at him. Maybe put him in a practice squad, Jimmy Morrissey. Okay, because if Jimmy Morrissey is a really talented center. It's just that he's not getting the breaks that everyone else is getting, or the notoriety at that. Also, I want to talk today about Antonio Brown. Antonio Brown is at it again. When is it going to stop with him? I just don't get this. Now he's beating up players in the Arena Football League. He lost his team because he didn't want to pay permits or something like that. Just a big, huge problem with Antonio Brown and his team in Albany. And I thought that, he's been acting foolish lately a lot, and it's really sad. I mean, it's terrible about how he has been acting, and I think that it all boils down to maybe he's got some kind of complex behavior problem. I'm not sure, but I do know that you know, he is what he is, and what are you going to do? So we'll find out more in the coming weeks and months with Antonio Brown and his antics and his erroneous things and everything else. I want to talk too also about some of these channels that are merging, shutting down. Here in Pittsburgh, we have the AT&T Sportsnet. Now, AT&T Sportsnet has actually been moved over to the Penguins. The Penguins will have their own network now. All right. Question is is the Pirates going to be part of that network? No. When I'm hearing that it's not happening, so Channel 2 is going to take it upon themselves to either put this game on 22 The Point, or no, I'm sorry, they got their new KDK Plus channel, or KDK is going to put the Pirates on just on Channel 2 as well, and you'll have to basically, you know, watch it there because I don't see any future in the Pirates as far as the new station goes, unless, and I say unless, the Penguins decide to let them do it. And I'm not sure at this time what the Penguins are doing. Don't forget about our other RW Media programs. All right, please don't forget. Okay, we have. All right, my show, or RW Media has a bunch of shows. Monday night, the way I see it, 7 p.m. with me, Ralph Williams. We do it the way I see it. Okay. Also on Tuesday, Beaver County Radio, 99.3 FM, 12:30 a.m., 1460 a.m. on the dial at the and and then the studios. Or I'm sorry, yeah, Beaver County Radio. The studios are in Brighton Township now. Beautiful studios, St. Barnabas Radio Network. Also, we're live on Facebook Tuesdays. This Tuesday, we're 4 to 6 p.m. for Sports Corner Radio with myself, Smoking Jim Frazier. It's going to be a great Steelers special show. We have Luther Dupree. We have Ray Fittipaldi, Luther Dupree from Steel City Sports World and the Boxing Authorities. We also have Ray Fittipaldi from the Post Gazette. And then we have also on the first hour, Bubba Brewer from the Three Bs podcast, which I will be on at 9 p.m. on Tuesday night with Bubba to go over the start of the NFL season for the Steelers. And then there's a Draft 412 invasion. And Draft 412 is one of the sponsors of all RW Media production shows. Draft 412 is going to have three guys on from 5 to 6 p.m. We'll start off with Emmett Mahan, J.D. Toth, and then Joe Kuglis as well to talk about the start of the Steelers season. It's going to be a real interesting one also. All right, this has been Telling It Like It Is. I am Ralph Williams. And also don't forget on Thursdays, 7:30 p.m., Wrestle Talk with myself, Mark Mancini, Bubba Brewer, Smoking Jim Frazier. We have a lot to talk about. And then also, one of our officers likes to bring me something in a piece of pie looking label. Sometimes he takes a cart or a picture from the store. Sometimes he doesn't. We'll find out, like he did with the store in Brighton Heights was there today. So we'll find out what happens as we go along. I'm Ralph Williams. Been telling it like it is. Have yourself a great weekend and be safe.